Hey there, this is Reagan from UmoFurnutureSalon. I'm just doing a quick little tutorial on how to revive old vintage hardware. These pieces are actually a really pretty shape. They've got sort of this geometric ribbon kind of idea going on that I kind of like. But the color is awful, and even with scrubbing they don't really end up looking very pretty. So what I do is I paint them a base color with you know, any sort of chalky or mural paint, and then after that I go over it with a gilding wax, and there's lots of different colors to choose from. This is for a client piece, and she is her accents are in silver, so I'll be using a silver gilding wax after. So just to show you what I'm doing, I'm literally, the paint just goes right on top of the piece like so, and depending on how it goes I might let it dry and do a couple of coats before doing the wax, but I really just put the paint on for something for the wax to hang on to, because otherwise it would probably just rub right off. So, and I've just got a little artist's brush. You can kind of use anything, but smaller is a bit easier if you want to get into all the little nooks and crannies. So I'll turn this over. Just about done this one. Make sure you get all the spots that are going to be visible when it's finally on the dresser. Okay, so that's it. I'm just going to let that dry, and I don't know if you can see, but there are some bare spots coming through, and depending on the look you want, if you want it really polished and you don't want to see any of the original hardware, then I would do another coat and let it dry thoroughly and then apply your wax. But I'm going to toy with a little bit of rusticity in this look, and so I've got another piece here that just has a single coat of paint on it, and it's just hasn't dried for very long, but for educational purposes we'll go ahead and put the wax on. So the paint I used originally was the Dixie Belle mineral paints, and this one is called Driftwood, so it's really pretty gray. And I'm using a gilding wax. I don't even know what the brand is. It's in French, and I'm going to try it, even though we're in Canada and I should know how to speak French. I don't. So anyway, there's the silver gilding wax, and I'm using again just a soft brush, and the silver tends to crumble, so I just sort of mixed around almost like you would in like a blush or an eyeshadow, and apply it right on top of the paint. So I think you can see that, and starts to get a really pretty shine to it. And this is quite a cool color, which is going to go well with the decor in my client's house. That's the look you're going for. If you want more of a warmer feel, then obviously you go for maybe something more gold. You can see the difference there. The one side shiny and the other is not, but it really does revive a piece, so you don't have to go running around looking for new hardware. And I just find the vintage hardware is so interesting, and it tells such a story, and it's just really hard to replicate, especially if you're in a smaller city where you don't really have a lot of options in terms of furniture supply. This is a really great method to get you out of a bind. So I'll just do that half, but I think that's looking kind of pretty. Again, so if you wanted to go a more rustic route, we could even sand back a really gentle amount. So I've just got a a sanding block here. You could probably use any sort of really fine grade. So finer the grade is the higher the number with sanding paper. So I'm just going to kind of run along the edges a little bit and just see what that looks like. And that's the greatest thing about the chalk paint and the process is that if you go too far or you feel like you don't like what you've done, you can always just paint it over again. It's fabulous. So I kind of like that. I like that it actually makes it a little bit more shiny than it would otherwise be. So I'll probably stick with it. And then once the wax cures, even after 24 hours, you can go back and give it a little buff with just a clean cotton cloth, and that'll give it a bit of a shine as well. And then you've got your awesome looking hardware. That's it. If you have any questions, you can always contact me at UmoFurnutureSalon. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and you can find my website too. Thanks a lot for joining. We'll see you again. Bye.